With Christmas being just around the corner, there are quite a lot of Christmas songs being played on the radio, on the TV, and I've just been listening to Stevie Wonder's That's What Christmas Means to Me, and it got me thinking, what does Christmas mean to me? Now, I'm not necessarily a religious person, so the religious side of Christmas is kind of out the window for me, but I do believe in goodwill to all men and women, and, just spreading happiness and joy at Christmas. But when I really think about it, what Christmas really means to me personally is more sentimental. Okay, so the first thing I love about Christmas is all of this multicoloured madness. It looks like a unicorn is just thrown up all over my front room, and I love that. When I was a kid, it was all about multicoloured lights. It was all about all these multicoloured, bright ornaments all over the house. We even had like these big streaming tinsel things all over the ceiling. I don't have them anymore. I wish you could still get them. They don't seem to be around that much, but it was always extravagant, and it was always overdone. And it looked tacky, not in a negative way, in a good way. It looked tacky, but it was awesome. And I know that nowadays people like to decorate the tree with just one colour, whether that be in white, blue or gold. And it looks good. I'm not denying that it looks good. They look very nice and very Christmassy. I'm all for it. But for me personally, it's got to be this multicoloured madness. I just love it, and I think this just screams Christmas. This is what Christmas means to me, first and foremost. And second, I'm all for a good Christmas jumper. The more extravagant, the better. And you know what, while we're at it, why not a Santa hat as well? But now we get into what Christmas really means to me, what I really hold dear in my heart. And like I said at the beginning of the video, Christmas for me is all about sentiment. And quite a lot of this sentiment that I hold for Christmas, all these memories that I have, actually live on this tree. Okay, so first of all, these little baby angel ornaments hold more meaning to me than anything else up on this tree. And would you believe I just dropped one on the floor? It's fine, but that is something I'm scared of doing every single year. I'm scared to death of breaking these. You see, they have a history behind them. Now, when I was a little boy, these sat on my grandmother's tree, and they actually belonged to my grandmother's little girl who died when she was 3 years old. She died of meningitis, but she picked out these little angel ornaments sometime before she passed away. So these were actually hers, and every single year my grandmother would put these on the tree, and I was always told not to touch them, not to play with them, because they had a history and they belonged to my auntie who I never met. So they would sit on top of the tree. Now unfortunately my grandmother and my grandfather is no longer with us now, so I kind of took these and I've carried on that tradition of putting them near the top of the tree every year to keep them safe. And like I said, every single year I'm scared that I am going to damage these, because these are so special to me, because they were so special to my grandmother. So yeah, when it comes to sentimental value, these are up there more than anything else that I could ever collect at Christmas. And we also have this little red robin that I bought when I was about 10 years old. I bought this for my grandmother, and it's not intact. It's not as it was when I first bought it. The only thing that got damaged was the actual clip on the bottom of it, but I replaced the clip a few years ago, so it's just as new. And it's quite a hefty little ornament, but I absolutely love this because, once again, sentiment is something I bought my grandmother, and it's something she cherished until the day she passed away. And then we have this little ornament here of this reindeer that has lost its antlers. And this I bought when I had my very first house. And we had a Christmas tree that was passed down to us, so we didn't have a lot of money, but I wanted a new decoration for the tree that, represented this new beginning. So this was the one we got, the one and only Christmas decoration we got for our new tree. All the rest of our decorations were passed down. And next we have these glittery fruit ornaments, which my wife hates, but I kind of like them. When I was a young boy, I moved out from my mother's and I went living with my uncle. And these were always on the tree every single year on our Christmas tree. So when I moved out, I became a little bit of a thief and I stole a few ornaments because, like I said, once again, it's all about sentiment with me, and I want my tree filled with memories. So these I stole off my uncle's tree so that I can always remember that part of my life. But it's not only my memories that I am trying to keep safe on this tree, I'm also trying to build memories for my children as well. So they've got their own ornaments. This one, I don't know if you can see it in the camera there, it says James, because that one belongs to my son. And then this one is for Phoebe, and hopefully one day they will take these ornaments for their own tree, but you know, they'll have to get them past me first. And then we have this creepy looking Santa head. Well, everyone else in the family thinks it looks creepy. I quite like it. I bought this when I was a kid and I put it up in the family home and everyone hated it because at the time when I bought this, it used to sing and it used to light up every time you walked past it. Now, somehow over the years, it stopped working. And this isn't down to me and I'm not sure how, but it's broken. Something happened to it. And I'm pretty sure that it was sabotaged and the nail's gone off the wall, but yeah. And then we have this Christmas tree, which also holds some ornaments on it, which I've kept from being a kid, which I've stole off of the tree. First of all, this little knitted Santa Claus was always on the tree when I was growing up, and I believe it was around long before I was ever born. I don't actually know the story behind this. I don't know who made it. I don't know anything about it, but I know that it was cherished for so long before I came along, so I kind of carried on that tradition. And then we have this monstrosity, which is supposed to be a Santa Claus with, I don't know, like 4 spidery legs. And you can kind of make out his face as well. His face is wearing off, but it's there. And you know, this felt hat has seen better days. But this again, like the knitted Santa Claus, this was on the tree long before I ever came along. And my grandmother, this was on my grandmother's tree. She didn't like throwing things away. So yeah, once again, I've kind of carried on this tradition of putting this on the tree, even though it does look hideous. And then of course we have all the decorations that my children made throughout the years, which of course always go on the tree and they will never ever be thrown away. And then of course Christmas films. More importantly, The Muppet Christmas Carol is my go-to. I have to watch this every single year. If I don't, Christmas is ruined, just ruined. And you know, even if people don't like this film, I have to force them to watch it and like it, because this is, in my opinion, the best Christmas movie ever made, and it's an essential part of my Christmas. And of course, as well as everything else I've just mentioned, spending Christmas with friends and family is an essential part of Christmas as well. That's what Christmas means to me. What does Christmas mean to you? Let me know in the comment section and I'll be sure to read every single one. Have a very Merry Christmas.